As the jeep sped towards the harbor, bouncing and jostling over the uneven terrain, I worried about the friends we had left behind. Regina, wounded and in pain, the brave Cretan women, and the young sailors risking their lives to protect the library of the goddess. It all weighed heavily on my mind. In an effort to distract myself from the gnawing anxiety, I found myself ruminating on Sophia's cryptic words. The Minoans had wanted to promote peace, she said, her broken English conveying a message that seemed nonsensical at first. Seiradakis, sun, machine, peace. But I was a journalist trained to connect the dots and uncover the hidden threads that tied disparate pieces of information together. With a sudden burst of determination, I pulled out my phone and began to search the internet, starting with Mercy Moneykautz's Wikipedia page. "Hey, Bass," I said, my voice rising with excitement as I scanned the article. "Remember what Sophia said about peace and how it connected with Mercy?"
That's the lady archaeologist, right?
"Yeah, she's awesome. Mercy married a man named Michael Seiradakis, and they had 2 children, a son and a daughter. And get this, their son even has his own Wikipedia page." Bastian leaned over, his eyes widening with interest as I clicked on the link to John Seiradakis' profile.
Whoa.
He breathed, taking in the impressive list of achievements.
He's a world-renowned astrophysicist, but what does that have to do with the Minoans and peace?
I kept scrolling, my heart pounding as I searched for the connection. And then, there it was. John Seiradakis was a founding member of the Antikythera Mechanism Research Project, the very team that had uncovered many of the findings we had learned about in the past few days. "Look at this," I said, pointing at the Antikythera paragraph. "Seiradakis, sun, machine," I murmured, my mind racing. That's what Sophia said. But what about peace? How does it all fit together? I dove deeper into the research, poring over the dense academic papers filled with citations and references to works I couldn't access. It was a frustrating maze of dead ends and tantalizing hints, until I stumbled upon a paper that seemed to crush the entire Minoan connection. "Listen to this," I said, my voice tinged with disappointment. Seiradakis and his colleagues claim the Antikythera mechanism calculated the correct dates for the ancient Olympic Games, including some of the most obscure events lost to time. There's nothing Minoan about that. It's a clear indication that the device was a Greek invention. Bastian was silent for a moment, the only sound the roar of the jeep's engine and the crunch of gravel beneath its tires. Then, he spoke, his voice thoughtful.
You know, I read somewhere that during the celebration of the Olympic Games, a truce was announced so that athletes could travel from their cities to the event in safety. That's what the dove symbolizes, peace.
I stared at him, my mind reeling with the sudden realization. "The dove," I repeated, a smile spreading across my face. "Of course." And Sophia, she pointed to the bull-leaping fresco, the games of the Minoans. With renewed energy, I pulled up the Wikipedia page on the Olympic Games, my eyes scanning the text. "Bastian, check this out," I said, my voice trembling with excitement. It says here that along with the Eleusinian mysteries, the Olympic Games were the second most ancient tradition, with origins dating back to the Minoan Games, bull leaping, boxing, running, and wrestling. Bastian's face lit with understanding.
That's why they didn't need fortifications. That's how they kept the peace.
I nodded, the pieces falling into place like the gears of the Antikythera mechanism. And this was one of the messages the people of the goddess wanted to share with the world using the machine, I said, my voice filled with wonder. These people lived by a different set of standards, an alien way of life compared to Homer's warrior world and the empires that followed. The Minoans used games and rituals to foster a culture of peace and cooperation. As we sped towards our rendezvous with Dr. Hathaway, I felt a surge of hope and determination. But then there was the Voynich Manuscript, the enigmatic codex that had confounded scholars and codebreakers for centuries. Despite the claims of Dr. Hathaway and the Order of the Nine Realms, I had a nagging sense of doubt about its connection to the Minoans and the Antikythera mechanism. "Bass," I said, my brow furrowed with concern. "I know we've uncovered some incredible things, but I have a feeling the Voynich doesn't quite fit. It's like a piece from a different puzzle, forced into place because we want it to be connected. Elizebeth admitted Voynich is subject to interpretation, and that her translation was guided by Ethel's Eleusinian Mysteries hypothesis. Bastian nodded, his expression thoughtful.
I get what you mean, Rosie. It's so easy to see whatever we want to see in that incomprehensible spaghetti of words and images. But isn't that why we're here? To find the truth, no matter how messy or complicated it might be?
I sighed, running a hand through my hair. You're right, of course. But as a journalist, I need more than just theories and speculation. I need hard evidence, irrefutable proof that will stand up to scrutiny, particularly now that my reputation is under attack. Otherwise, I'm just another conspiracy theorist chasing wild geese. Bastian flashed a mischievous grin.
Well, lucky for you, you've got the king of conspiracy theorists on your side. If there's proof to be found, we'll uncover it together. And if not, well, at least we'll have one hell of a story to tell.
He placed his arm around my shoulder, and I let him pull me closer, resting my head on the nape of his neck. All right, Ham. Let's see what Dr. Hathaway has to say. But I'm not making any promises. The Voynich is still a big question mark in my book. The Jeep lurched to a stop, and I looked up to see the Calypso 2 bobbing gently in the harbor, its sleek lines illuminated by the silver light of the moon. Alcipa hopped out, gesturing for us to follow her onto the waiting ship.
From here,
she said, her eyes twinkling with anticipation.
We journey to the heart of the mystery, to the womb of the goddess herself. There, in the hidden depths, we will find the answers we seek.